What's going on, guys? Mike from Project 860. Today I wanted to start my new YouTube channel. I kind of wanted to go over why I'm doing this and why I think it's actually a good idea for me to do this. I've been influenced from quite a few people to actually start a YouTube channel of my daily life and what I do. I think my life's kind of interesting. You may too, you may not, I'm not sure, but I kind of wanted to give it a go. I've been influenced from a few of my friends to actually do this. One which I'm sure a lot of you people know is actually Ricer Miata, Chris Rudnick. I've been watching this channel since the start, even the Hager Garage days. Watch those guys too. I give them a lot of credit. It's not easy doing this. This is probably like take 55 for me right now trying to do this. So I finally found a secluded area which were, people aren't really around, gawking at me, staring at the camera, talking to myself. So today I just want to go over why I decided to do this. I run two businesses, one which is a milk hauling pool water transport company that's been in my family since the 40s. My great-grandfather started it, then my grandfather, my father, and now me. So that's been going on since 1949. So with that, I also run Dip Curations, which I love. That's been something that I've been doing since 2012. Huge car enthusiast my whole entire life. My father got me into that. So I decided to do something that I would actually love doing, and that's painting cars. I've always been really good with a rattle can. So I started doing that. Yeah, so another reason why I wanted to do this today is because I bought a new car. Some of you that you do know me, I go through cars every few months, and I've had a number of cars. I had a 96 Nissan Maxima. That was my first car that I did everything to. I did a full R34 conversion to it. Body kit, headlights, taillights, you name it. I did it on that. I've always loved that car, and that car kind of started it all for me. So I kept it going. From there, I've had a 2010 Mitsubishi Ralliart, traded that in, got a 2013 Evo 10. Then from there, I had a 86 Chevy S10 pickup truck that I had for about 4 years that I loved. That truck got me through everything, snowstorms, you name it, and it was only rear-wheel drive. I would just throw some weight in the back of it, good set of tires, and I got through winters no problem. I really bought that truck just because I didn't want to drive the Evo in the snow. Yeah, I know some of you are probably going to hate on that because the Evo is all-wheel drive. But with the price tag on the Evo and the amount that I'm making for payments on that every month, I'm not going to drive that thing in the snow, and it's in too good a condition to even do that. So after I kind of got tired of the Chevy, I sold that and got a 2001 Nissan Maxima that I did a lot of work to. I dipped it, I did body work to it, some stuff to the motor, but I got bored with that real quick because it wasn't what they call the 4th Gen Maxima, which was my first car. So I turned it around, sold that, and I made a pretty good profit off of that car. Not killer, but I did. And I ended up finding one of the cars that I've always wanted, which was a 98 240 SX Kooky. I had that for a while, but there was a few issues with that car. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I kind of still wish I had that car, but from there, I ended up getting a 2007 Subaru WRX. Always liked the Subarus, but never always been a huge fan of them. Always loved the way that they sound. A few of my buddies have them, drove in them, and I was like, maybe I should end up getting one. So I did. I got a 2007 Subaru WRX that I did everything to. Fell in love with that car right off the bat, especially because it was Aspen Pearl White. I'm a sucker for white when it comes to cars. So I had that for a while, and the one thing that always bugged me about that car is that it was really small inside. So I kind of, not that I really wanted to get rid of it, but I just think it was time because I needed something a little bit bigger. So I sold that. I made, not a killing again off of it, but a good amount of money. Definitely what I put into it, and then some. So that left me with what should I get next. So I started doing research. I needed something that was going to be a daily driver, that was going to be something that was all-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive. So I started looking at Subarus again, and I remembered and always loved the Subaru Legacies, especially I think they're the 4th gen. So in my research of looking for another Legacy, I remember that they actually make a GT version, which is the turbocharged. A little bit more horsepower and torque than the actual WRX, and way more roomier. It's like kind of like a luxury WRX. So I ended up finding one, and I bought it, and I love it. So I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. This is a 2005. I bought it knowing that it needed a clutch. So I bought a clutch kit, Clutchmaster Stage 2, with a lightweight flywheel, and ended up taking the transmission out because the clutch actually went on me in my driveway. My buddy Nick took it out for me, and when he did, he realized that the guide that the throwout bearing is on, that actually blew apart, took the whole guide and the shaft with it, so I ended up needing to get a new transmission, which I really wasn't planning on buying because it wasn't cheap. So I ended up getting a new transmission, getting the new Stage 2 clutch with a lightweight flywheel. In the process of taking off the exhaust too to drop the transmission, we checked the free play and the turbo and realized that the turbo was shot. So we ended up buying a brand new VF40 turbo for this thing, putting that in, and along with that we did adjustable coilover suspension. I did a new grille. I dipped the wheels black. I did a K&N intake on this, and I think that's about it for right now. I've only had this car for about 3 weeks, but it's come a long way. Putting all the work that I have into this Subaru already, I've already fell in love with this car. It's fun. It's going to be great in the winter time, especially knowing that it's all-wheel drive. It's 5-speed, which isn't super rare, but somewhat rare for these Legacies because there is a lot more automatics than there is 5-speeds. So I did find one, like I said, and I knew that I needed some work. It still does need a little bit more work done to it as far as cosmetically. There is some rust on the back quarter panels, but it's not completely through. It's just to the point where the paint is starting to bubble up a little bit. So I'm going to end up doing all that, sanding it down. If I got to cut it out and put new metal in it, I will. But this is going to be the new daily driver. I've never actually had a car that had a lightweight flywheel in it before, and it's pretty crazy because when you give it gas, it goes up a lot faster than it normally would, but it also drops down a lot faster too. So you kind of got to give it a little bit more gas on initial takeoff. But other than that, it's smooth as smooth could be. I'm really glad that I went with a Stage 2 clutch, because now doing this and doing the intake on it, I don't really want to stop as far as performance wise with this car. Especially around here, there's not too many of these Legacies that are actually done up and done up the correct way. I recently became a Subaru ambassador, which was really cool. I filled out an application a long time ago. Wasn't really expecting to become a Subaru ambassador, but I was picked. So that kind of, I became a Subaru ambassador right before I bought the Subaru. And I was kind of hemming and hawing if I wanted to buy another Subaru, just because I never actually drove a Legacy. Like I said, I had the WRX, and I didn't really like how small it was inside. But becoming a Subaru ambassador kind of pushed me to like, okay, I can't really be a Subaru ambassador and own a Mitsubishi and not own a Subaru. So I ended up, that kind of was kind of the extra push that I needed to buy this car. I looked at a few of them. I drove a couple that were automatic, which were fun because they have the sport shift in them. They actually have like a little button on the steering wheel that you can shift through the gears with. And I drive rig too, so I'm driving, 10 speed, 13 speed every day. And for daily, it didn't really matter to me if I got an automatic or if I got a standard. I just so happened to find this car that was a 5-speed. So now that I have it, like I said before, I love it. It's super roomy inside. It's got heated seats. It's got built-in subwoofer underneath the seats. The sound system in it's so much better. Performance-wise, it seems like it has a little bit more power than my Subaru did right off the bat. And I really haven't done too much to this thing already for performance-wise, and it already feels way faster than the WRX. Not as fast as my Evo because I have a lot of money into that car. But I think this is going to be a great daily driver, great project car, great dip car to, you know, show people what else we can do with dip. I already have something in mind on what I want to do for a color, which I haven't actually done before. Some of you that have seen my old WRX, I did something that was completely insane, custom, that's never actually been done before in the dip world, where I actually mixed a Hypershift Pearl, what they call a super flake, and juice, which is like an additive to make the color pop more. And that car came out phenomenal. I got a lot of attention with that car. The new kid that bought that car off of me loves it. He still has it dipped. He sends me pictures every now and then of it at different spots and where he lives. So yeah, the whole reason why too I started this channel as Project 860 is I didn't really want it to just be like a dip channel or just a daily vlog of just, you know, my life. I'm gonna end up doing reviews on a lot of my friends' cars, which, you know, 90% of my friends have decent or really nice cars that they put a lot of love and a lot of work into, and I kind of wanted to show you guys that too. So this channel is going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be when I do a dip project, I'll be filming that. When I get a new car, obviously, I'll be posting that. I'll do a review on my Evo too. Yeah, so I think from there, this channel can grow and expand in a way that I think is going to be really good, really interesting for you guys. And it's going to be documenting my daily life, which I think is kind of cool. So with that being said, I'll walk around the car with the camera. I'll show you guys a little bit more in it. I'll show you the motor. I'll do, you know, like a little clip of it actually on the road. And yeah, so if you guys like this channel and you like these videos and you think that's a good idea, give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe, which I would really appreciate if you guys do, because then it'll really push me to keep doing these videos. If you want, turn on the little notification symbol for when I do post a new video. You guys will get an update saying that I did. But from there, I'm going to go around the car. I'll show you guys a little bit more, and I'll see you on the next one.